Hello everybody. I'd like to address something that is often overlooked until it becomes a real problem, and that is nock fit. Now, it is most of the time a problem with traditional bows. And the nock fit that I like is where the nock, just a nice crisp on and a nice slight crisp off. Now, when it becomes a problem, it's either too loose or too tight. Now, you absolutely do not want a nock that is too loose, especially for a novice. Now, in the case of a novice shooter, if it's too loose, then they have to worry about holding the arrow onto the string so it doesn't fall off, and it causes them to concentrate on that, which there's many other things to concentrate on when you're starting, and that is, you know, you're holding your bow arm and your anchor point and release and aiming and a variety of things. So the last thing you want a novice to worry about is an arrow that's going to fall off the string. Therefore, in the case of a bow that's for a novice, I prefer to have a very stiff nock fit. Now, very stiff nock fit would be in the case of this bow here, which I have a little thicker serving, and it goes on very hard and comes off very snug. Now, that's the fit I like for a novice shooter. Now, some people like a very light fit, and they prefer a fit where you just tap the string and the arrow releases. Now, everybody has their own preference, and that's definitely not mine. But however, in a case like that where you just tap it and arrow releases, you probably have the maximum speed you could obtain from your bow. And however, in that case, you have to be very careful that your arrow does not fall off, causing a dry fire and safety concerns for sure, other than damaging the bow itself. Now, this also holds true for compound. Now, in the case of compound, I prefer the same type of fit. Nice, clean, crisp on, and a nice, clean, crisp off. Now, you definitely do not want a nock that is too loose. In this case, with the compound, your release is generally, you're using a D-loop, and so the arrow is not held in position by a finger tab or fingers at all. It is held strictly by the fit of the nock. Therefore, if the nock is too loose and the arrow falls off, you have a dry fire, and again, a safety concern, and also serious damage to the bow and the archer himself. So I prefer a nice crisp on and a nice crisp off. But everyone has their own preference again. Now, what I'm getting at is that when I build strings, it is a good idea to let myself or another string maker know what kind of nock or arrow you are using. Because when it comes to the serving for the D-loop or the nock serving, what I do is I'll fit it to what the archer will be using. So if it's a G nock or F nock, a large throat, narrow throat, then I have a mini variety of nocks, and I'll test fit to make sure it's a nice, crisp, clean release, or what the archer wants. And if they want a loose fitting, then I'll make sure it's loose fitting. And that way I have it exactly the way the archer would require it. And that's one of the reasons that a custom string is, is an advantage over a string that is bought off the shelf. They're rather a standard fit, but if you really want a very specific fit for your arrows, then it's a good idea to let the string builder or myself know what arrows or what nocks you're using and how you would like the fit to be. And that's it. Thank you very much.